Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Sit and Spin with me, your host Joe. And for today, some new music from 2015. And we're talking about the latest release from the band Guster and their new album, Evermotion. Just came out last week. It's the band's 7th album overall, their first since 2010's Easy Wonderful, and their first on their own Ocho Mule label, which is being distributed by Network Records. Guster, if you are unfamiliar with them, first formed back in 1991 with a trio of multi-instrumentalist singer Ryan Miller, multi-instrumentalist singer Adam Gardner, and drummer Brian Rosenworcel got together all while attending Tufts University in Massachusetts. The band was originally called Gus until they found out that there was another major label artist signed already using that moniker. I actually like his stuff too. And they added the ER onto the end of the name and became Guster. They originally had a very, much more acoustic, organic approach to their music. Miller and Gardner both played mainly acoustic guitars, and Adam Gardner would often play a lot of the bass lines on his acoustic guitar. And Brian Rosenworcel actually played drums with just his hands. That was kind of what he was known for. He was went by the moniker the Thunder God, and it wasn't until later on that he would incorporate sticks and brushes and stuff into his set, when they kind of gave more of a full band sound as the band went along. They released their debut album Parachute in 1991, and actually 1994 I should say. And actually early copies of that album still said Gus instead of Guster. Signed to a major label in 96, and then broke through into the mainstream with their third album proper, Lost and Gone Forever, in 1999, with songs like Fa Fa and Barrel of a Gun. Band, of course, being from Massachusetts and New England, they're kind of considered local to us at least, especially since Adam Gardner these days calls Portland home. And the band likes Portland so much that I've seen him here many times. They actually recorded their live concert DVD album, Guster Live on Ice, right here in Portland, Maine at the State Theater back in 2003. There's a bit of a bittersweet memory there for me. Someday I'll tell you that story. Ask me sometimes, too long to go in here. But around that same time, they added multi-instrumentalist Joe Piscopo to the band, and he toured with them from 2003 to 2010 before leaving to go work with Katie Lang. And in 2010, they replaced him with Luke Reynolds, who was formerly the singer and leader of the band Blue Merle, if you may be familiar with them. So now, you've got 3 really great singers and multi-instrumentalists in the band, so they definitely have more of a full band sound, which is something that's been happening album progression anyway. Evermotion was produced by Shin's keyboardist Richard Swift, and before they recorded the album, as they went into the studio, they said they wanted to become something else completely with this album. For the most part, I think they succeed, but there's still enough elements of classic Guster sound that brought most of us longtime fans to the table to begin with. Great songs, great harmonies, great lyrics, and just an original approach to music making. Definitely with this album, they went in with a very organic feel for this record as well. And overall, as I said, it's a fuller band sound. Definitely some new elements to the sound, but there's still enough that I think classic fans will like. The first single, Simple Machine, for instance, sounds like classic Guster. As do the song, this is the song you're hearing right now, Long Night, and tracks like Gangland, which is where the album gets its title track from. It's in the lyrics of that tune. Other than that, there's definitely some new elements to it. Doing It By Myself features some calypso kind of overtones to the scene. There's a couple of tunes like Never Coming Down that sound kind of like Ween to me. And Kid Dreams has a very Paul McCartney-esque solo feel to it. It kind of reminds me at least of the rhythmic tempo of Let 'Em In. And I was spinning this album the other day, and somebody came up and asked me who it was I was listening to. They weren't familiar with the band. And they thought it kind of sounded a little bit Paul McCartney-esque, so it's not just me. But overall, if you're a Guster fan, first time you give this new album some spin, you might be going like, whoa, what's that? But definitely grows on you. I think you'll dig it. If you're not a Guster fan and never heard of it before, good time to check out the band now with the new record. I opted to get the album on CD instead of vinyl because the vinyl was like 3 times more, and I'm kind of budget conscious, you know. So, but it's still cool. If you get the CD, it's a tri-full package. When you open it up, the little CD pops out, and it even looks like a record. It's all black, and it even has grooves. If you can see that. See the grooves? Yeah, you can actually even feel them on there too. And if you pre-ordered the album from like an indie record store, you actually got a 10-inch vinyl EP with it to kind of like hold you over, much like Spoon did with their last album. And it's got most of my favorite songs in this, so I got the best of both worlds. Pretty sweet. Probably if you get it from an indie store, they have some of those lying around still, so you can still get one when you buy the new album. Just ask. And that is all I have for you this week on the show. Next week, I don't know. I don't know what's going to be. It might be something new, might be something newly reissued. But tune in to find out. Hopefully you're checking out my good friend Scott over at Righteous Vinyl, speaking of vinyl, as well as the riff of the day, guys. And we will catch you next time on Sit and Spin. See you then. So I know you're going to say, don't leave us hanging. What's the story with Guster Live on Ice? So here's the deal. When the band recorded that show, they did it over 2 nights. They did a Friday night show and a Saturday night. It was right before Christmas. I had bought tickets to the Friday night show, even though I probably could have gotten them for free. My good friend Kathy Mayeski used to be a label rep for the band back in the time. She used to always make sure I got to see Guster, so thanks a lot, Kathy. I still remember that. But I actually bought tickets because I definitely wanted to be able to go to the show. And of course, the morning of the show, I came down with the flu or some kind of viral bug, but it was the sickest I have ever been in my life. Needless to say, I did not make it to the show. No, I was home violently throwing up with 103, 104 degree temperature, I think it got up to. And just terrible as hell. Couldn't go to the show the next night either. So I missed out on being able to see and be part of that show. And even though I got the CD, DVD when it came out, it was painful. It took me a while before I could be able to watch it because it was still hurt so much that I wasn't able to go to it. So that's the story of Guster Live on Ice. But more than made up for, I've got to see and meet the band many, many times over the years. They're incredibly cool guys. And the next time I saw them, I believe it was live after that. One of the last times I should say, I actually got to go backstage and hang out with them. And it was my wife and I's wedding anniversary, one of them. And so that was really sweet, getting to go see Guster. I think it was the last time they played Portland, Maine. So hopefully we'll be seeing. I actually know we're going to be seeing them again because they're going to be playing here at the end of their spring tour, right back at the State Theater. So go pick up the album and go see them if you get a chance. They are on tour. If you don't live here, go see them in their area where you can come to see them. It's a great show. Again, that's it. We'll catch you next time on Sin Spin. This is running way long, so see you then.